Endometriosis is a condition that affects 1 in 10 women across the globe and is also the leading cause of infertility in women. Endometriosis is where the tissue that lines the womb is found outside of the womb, most commonly found in the ovaries and fallopian tubes. Sufferers can live in severe pain, unable to work or socialize.
The number of sufferers is comparable to those with diabetes, and yet there is only a fraction of the awareness and help for those afflicted. With something being so painful yet so common, how can we not be speaking about this more?
I met with Candice McKenzie, a sufferer of endometriosis, to try and fully understand the impact this condition has on everyday people's lives.
It can upset your day in such a way that you can't properly function, you can't go to the toilet or you can't leave the toilet. Horrendous pain, and it also can make you feel quite isolated, and it can cause depression as well. But I think more for warriors, people that fight endometriosis, it's living with the chronic pain and lack of validation and understanding that makes living with endometriosis quite hard.
However, even with diagnosis, there is currently no cure, no one knows what causes the condition, and the tissue almost always grows back. Even when you look at the US, less than $1 a year is spent in research per woman who suffers from the disease, in contrast to diabetes, which receives more than $1 billion in funding each year. I asked Maddie Reed, a young sufferer of endometriosis, why she thinks people don't take the condition as seriously as others.
I think it comes down to the fact that it is a women's issue that does only affect women. Like, we look at the history of other diseases that affect both genders, things like cancers, and they have such a long history of research that spans more than 100 years. And you look at endometriosis and these kind of similar women's issues, and they've really just not been looked into, so there's less awareness about them. Doctors aren't aware of them, so when women go, they're nervous to talk about it anyway, because it's already quite a sensitive issue. It's like a sensitive part of the body, and I think that until we kind of normalise talking about periods, talking about women's issues, being aware that women's bodies can have complications that are very serious, that don't affect men but are still valid, people won't really take this seriously.
Everyone knows someone with it, but because people aren't speaking about periods, it's hard to understand how vast this issue is. This is a social issue, not just a medical issue.
Speaking about this problem seems to be the first step, but there appears to be a long way to go.